Bakit nag-umpisa yung mga reclamation and construction dyan sa South China Sea ng China? This was done sometimes between 2010 to 2016. Inapuran nila yan. Why? Because during the Aquino administration, pinasok natin yung EDCA. We allowed Americans again to establish bases here in the Philippines. EDCA. 4 ang itinayo. Siyempre nag-react yung China. Anong ibig sabihin nito? The Americans will again exercise their containment power just like what they did in Japan. Nag-react yung China ngayon. Yung mga features and atolls and rocks that are not supposed to be considered territories because no living things can thrive in these rocks and features in the South China Sea, ginawa nilang artificial islands ngayon. Because in international law, you can only establish ownership and make that as your territory if it can support human habitation. Kaya ang ginawa nila, artificial island. Ngayon, ini-impose na nila yung kanilang batas. Sinasabi nila, these are territories, we own this already, and therefore we have exclusive sovereignty. Hindi na pinag-uusapan yung sovereign rights dito. So yan ang kinatatakutan natin ngayon dahil nag-establish tayo ng additional EDCA sites sa Pilipinas. Alam nyo, sa China, in my interaction with the ASEAN leaders, talagang kawawa yung Pilipinas pag nag-uusap yung mga ASEAN leaders. And I was present in some of these international conferences. Tayo ang sinisisi ng ASEAN dito sa nangyayaring tension dito sa South China Sea. Na bakit ganon? Na sinusundan natin yung narrative ng Western powers, America and Europe. Bakit ganon? Yung mga German vessels, UK vessels, French vessels ay nagpupunta dito sa China Sea. Sabi ko, hindi natin masisi yung mga Europeans to also be involved in South China Sea. Why? Because more than 45% also of European goods pass through South China Sea, reaching the markets in China, reaching the markets in Japan, Korea, and the Philippines, of course. So, talagang makikialam din yung mga European powers dito. So, this is an area that is so volatile. And the Philippines will be there in the middle of these areas being contested by two superpowers, militarily and economically speaking. Yun ang tignan natin sana. The leadership of the government, the executive, and even the legislative department, more particularly the Senate, because it is the Senate of the Philippines that have foreign relations power. It is the body that ratifies international agreements and treaties entered into by the executive department. And again, I repeat what I said. Let the Department of Foreign Affairs, the primary agency that will handle our foreign relations. Hopefully, magkakaroon na ng serious discussion of the Code of Conduct. It is 9 years long overdue, yung Code of Conduct na yan. Pag hindi natin napirmahan yan, nagawan yan, magyayari pa rin talaga, baka mag-escalate yung tension in the South China Sea. That will now become a dispute and eventually a conflict. Malapit-lapit na, yung binabanggit kanina, na nagkaroon lately nung supposed to be interaction in the air, helicopter and a BFAR plane, no? ANA, that is near. I think that was held, is it in Scarborough Shoal? Or I think it was in Scarborough Shoal. May nagtanong nga sa akin, ano sa tingin mo, Atty. Lambina? Mapipigilan ba natin yung China kung sinabi ng China na i-reclaim nila yung Scarborough Shoal? Wag naman. No? We are not going to do that. We should not allow that. But do we have the capability? Alam po ninyo, may nagsabi kanina, we are continuing to modernize our Philippine Navy. I fully agree with the modernization of our armed forces. But the best thing that we can do to modernize our armed forces is that not to buy weapons, not to buy missile. We have to manufacture them here in the Philippines. Let us establish industrial zone that the Philippine government will manufacture the weapons, everything that we need. Ginawa na yan ng Indonesia, nagawa yan ng Vietnam. And you know, I think there are 3 or 2 vessels, big vessels ng Philippine Navy, brand new, binili natin. Saan natin binili? Indonesia. Yung iba na brand new, binili natin sa South Korea. Eh, kaya naman nating manufacturing sana yan dito sa Pilipinas. All you have to do is you don't need to change the Constitution. You just have to amend the foreign investment law and make, relax the provision there as far as the manufacture of armaments and missile. Kasi nandoon pa sa negative list doon sa ating foreign investment law, yung manufacturing of weapons and other military equipment. Kaya yun, huling-huli na tayo.
You stated that the DFA should the one to discuss and talk about the issue in the West Philippine Sea. What do you think? Do we need the President to appoint a new spokesperson in the West Philippine Sea instead of Philippine Coast Guard Commodore J. Tariela? Anybody or anyone from the DFA?
Well, I do not want to say whether Commodore Tariela is really capable or what. That's too presumptive or too subjective for me to be judging somebody else, no? But, well, he is appointed as the spokesperson of the National Task Force in the West Philippine Sea. What I mean is that we should make the Department of Foreign Affairs the primary agency that will discuss matters pertaining to our relations with China, more particularly on the issue on the West Philippines. Why? Because this is in accordance with the joint communique that was signed between the Philippines and China when we established our diplomatic relations, that any tension or dispute between the two countries, we have a bicameral consultative mechanism, meaning to say the two countries can discuss by themselves, create an atmosphere of respect, without jeopardizing the position of one country. I repeat, my personal position is that we own the West Philippine Sea. Why I keep emphasizing West Philippine Sea? Because we are talking here domestic law. Meron bang West Philippine Sea talaga? There is a West Philippine Sea. In our legal system, there is a West Philippine Sea. Here in the Philippines, but outside the Philippines, beyond our jurisdiction, walang West Philippine Sea. All other countries makes use of the name South China Sea. You talk with the ASEAN, they're going to say South China Sea. They're not going to say West Philippine Sea. But here in the Philippines, we can always say we have the West Philippine Sea. And the passage of two laws, the Maritime Zone Area Act and the Archipelagic Salines Act that were passed last year, I think last quarter last year. Do I agree with the provisions of these laws? Well, I have certain reservations of some of these provisions, but they are laws already passed by our Congress, signed by the President. Until the Supreme Court will say otherwise, then we should respect the laws. The problem is, do we have the capacity to implement and execute those laws? That is a big question. But what would be the benefit of having this maritime zone law? Kasi nga, pag nakikipag-negotiate yung ating mga embahador, yung ating Department of Foreign Affairs, nakikipag-usap sila, kailangan meron din silang pinanghawakang dokumento. Because foremost would be the national interest of the Philippines. Sasabihin ng ating taga-DFA, ito yung aming batas and we would like to execute and implement this law. You should respect this law because this is our domestic law. Kaya mo na kung ayaw tanggapin ng kabilang panig dahil meron din silang pinoprotektang interest, but at least the Philippines has something to hold on para ipaglaban nila yung ating national interest.